Hello friends, welcome to another lecture on the prepare for programming aptitude. Friends, in the last lecture we discussed about the while loop, the format of the while loop and two programming examples on the while loop. Let us move ahead and let us discuss one tricky program on the while loop. The program is reverse a number. So what we will be doing is we will be considering one number and we will be reversing it and the reverse number will be printed. The same program can come in different ways. For example, the program will be reverse a number and check whether the given number is palindrome or not. For a given number, suppose x is a given number, and if you reverse that number and if that is y, and if you find that x is equal to y, in that case it is a palindrome. Okay, just they may ask you to just reverse the number. Okay, or they may ask you to count the number of digits on a given number. Count the number of digits in a given number. Everywhere the same logic is applicable. So let us first understand what is the logic behind it. So whenever we want to reverse a number, in that case we have to use a particular logic. So what is the flow of the execution will be? It will be something like this. So we will start. I am discussing the complete program now. Then we have to read the value of n, read n any number, and then I want to reverse this particular number. Then we will store it into another auxiliary number, so that if later on you want to print the current number as well as the reverse number, so in that case it will be helpful. Then reminder. So initially reminder is equal to 0. X is a reversed number. This is going to be a reversed number, or it is not going to be a reverse number, but it is no x. I'm not going to use x. I'm not going to use x in this particular program, and reverse number is the reversed number. Okay, initially the reverse number is 0. So now while m is not equal to 0, so initially we have read a value of n. Let us say n is 55, and we have stored the same value into m. So m is currently not 0. What we will do is we will take the remainder of this. Remainder is equal to m modulus 10. So this modulus operation we have already discussed. The mod operation is used to find out the remainder of a division. So in this case what is going to happen is m will be divided by 10, and whatever the remainder is there, that will be stored into r. It is not the quotient. So slash, if it is slash, in that case quotient will be stored. Then remainder will be taken. Then reverse number, initially it is 0. So it is reverse number is equal to reverse number into 10. So 0 into 10 will be 0 plus r. So initially we have initialize the value of reverse number is equal to 0. So now what will happen is whatever the remainder that we have found out here. So remainder was 5. So this 5 will be now stored into reverse number. This 5 will be stored into the reverse number. Now reverse number, initially it was 0. Now it is 5. M is equal to m divided by 10. Now whatever the value of m is there, that will be divided by 10, and whatever the remaining value is there, that will be assigned to m. So m was 55. 55 divided by 10, it is integer division. So no fractional part will be generated. So 5 will be generated. So 55 divided by 10 will be 5. 5 point something, but only integer part will be taken here. Then it will be compared whether m is equal to 0 or not. M is not 0. M is 5. So again it will come inside this loop. R is equal to m mod 10. M is 5. 5 mod 10 is 5. So R is equal to 5 now. R is equal to 5 now. And now reverse number is equal to reverse number into 10 plus R. So reverse number is now 5. 5 into 10 is 50. 50 plus R will be 55. So here the reverse number will now become 55. M is equal to m divided by 10. Now 5 divided by 10 will be 0. Now m has become 0. It will come out of the loop and we will print here the reverse number. This is the logic of how does it works. Now if you want to implement the same program for palindrome, what you will do is you will compare here. Before printing reverse number, we will compare here. So in that case this will not be executed. Over here what we will be doing is we will compare if n is equal to reverse number. So printf palindrome. Otherwise, else, in the else part of this, we have already discussed this control structure in our previous lecture. So if else, what it does, you all know it. Else printf not palindrome. Not palindrome. The program wherein you want to count the number of digits wherein you want to count the number of digits. This reverse number and all things are not to be necessarily done. Here, instead of this, what you are going to do is you are going to initialize an counter I is equal to 0, and you are going to increase that counter by 1 every time. So by that you will implement a program in which we are counting the number of digits. So for now we will implement it for reverse number. You can do others on your own. So let me write the program in C programming structure. So this is the algorithm. And the program is we will start with main. Then we have to perform the initialization. So int, so declarations of all variables. So we require n, we require m, we require r, we require I is required when you want to count the number of digits. So now I don't want to count the number of digits. So what I require is I require m, I require n, I require reverse number. So I will take it as rn. Reverse number is rn, and we will require remainder r. We will require the remainder. So these are all the variables required. Then we have to initialize r is equal to 0. And we will read the value of n. So printf read n, that is read number, nm is a number, let us say. Then scanf read the value into the particular memory location. So percentage d, so it will be percentage d ampersand n, it will be percentage d ampersand n. Then m is equal to n, auxiliary location you can store it if you want, and n will be restored as it is. An operation on m will be performed because we are going to make it as 0. Okay, so later on if you want to fetch the value of n, so that will be helpful for you if you put it into the auxiliary variable. So now m is equal to n, then while m is not equal to 0. While m is not equal to 0, remember that you should not give a semicolon to the while loop. You should not give a semicolon to the for loop. You should not give a semicolon to the if loop. If you do that, then further statements will not be executed. So next is r is equal to m mod 10. R is equal to m mod 10. Then reverse number is equal to, so it is small m. Reverse number is equal to reverse number multiplied by 10 plus r, whatever is calculated here. And then m is equal to m divided by 10. M is equal to m divided by 10. And finally, you can print the reverse number. If you want to do it for palindrome, you have to add this one. So finally, we will write here printf reverse number is equal to percentage d. Reverse number is equal to percentage d, and the value is rn. So this is how somewhat tricky program wherein we want to reverse a given number, or we want to add. Similarly, this program can also be twisted in add the digits of the given number. Add the digits of the given number means over there what you want to do is, if let us say 123 is a number, in that case what you want to do is you want to add it 1 plus 2 plus 3, then the answer should be 6. So you want to fetch each digit. So again the same thing can be done here. In this particular block, remainder is to be calculated. So in that case what we are going to do is we are going to get 3, then that 3 we are going to add it to, and that remaining value will be we are going to add to the previous digits. So the same logic can be implemented over here. What you have to do is you have to take sum is equal to 0 initially, and sum is equal to sum plus reverse number, sum plus this r, So in that case it will be program for adding the digits of a given number. So the same program, 4 different versions. So this is very much important. So dear friends, we'll stop here with this lecture. I hope you understood and liked this. So in the next lecture we will discuss about the do while loop. So on while loop we have implemented we have created 2 videos. You can go through them, and further I request you all to join my telegram channel. The link to join the channel is given in the description section. So please go to the description section and please like and join my telegram channel. Thank you.
Friends,
let us go to the implementation part and let us implement the program on reversing a number. Whatever the logic that we have discussed just now, we'll implement it. So what are all, first of all, let us start with the declaration. So always our program will start executing from int main, and so what are all the values required is, we want to read a number n, we will require, let us say, a counter. Then we will require some temporary variables to hold the, we will require a variable r, and also we will require some temporary variable m to hold the current value. If you want to go ahead and proceed for the other programs, like let us say the program for checking whether the given number is palindrome or not, we will try to incorporate the palindrome logic into the same program. First we will do it for reverse a number, and then we will incorporate the, what you can say, palindrome into it. Along with that, you can go to another two versions wherein counting the number of digits into it can also be done, and another one that we have discussed in the current lecture, that also can be done. So first of all, what we have to do is we have to read the value of n. So let us do it. Printf, enter n, and a \0, so that we will go to the next line, and at the end of the line there should be a semicolon. Then read the value. So scanf will actually read the value over here, %d, and since we want to read it into m, so it will be ampersand n. Okay, again a semicolon. If you want to keep the value into another variable, you can do that, and we will again require another variable, that is reverse number. So rev_num. Okay. So again, after this, what we will do is, so we will put a condition here, while n is not equal to 0, n is you can say greater than 0, while n is greater than 0, until and unless n is a positive number, we are going to repeat all these things. So what we are going to do is, we are going to find out the remainder as we have discussed in the program. So remainder is equal to n modulus, so modulus operator will find out the remainder, n modulus 10. Then what we will do is, we will since we want to reverse it, so we have a reverse number is, initially our reverse number will be equal to 0, and then what we will do is, reverse number is equal to, now reverse number multiplied by 10 plus r. So that r is the remainder that we have calculated. Why to multiply this with 10 is, initially reverse number is 0. 0 multiplied by 10 will be again 0. But next time when let us say first, suppose the given number is 125. So out of that 5 will be extracted, and that will be added to the reverse number. Once it is added to the reverse number, next time the 5 should become 50, and the new remainder should be added to that. So it should become, so 125, so it should become 52. Next time that 52 should be multiplied by 10. That's the reason that, so that will become 520, and then remainder will be 1, that will be added, it will become 521. So that's the logic over here. So reverse number is equal to reverse number into 10 plus r, and n is equal to n divided by 10. So n should be now truncated to the lesser digits. Okay, one less digit. So n. So since I have declared small n, so I will take it here, small n. Okay. After this, so I want to print, let us say printf reverse number. So printf reverse of m. So m is going to help us here, because n is gone, n has become 0. Reverse of m. So instead of m, I will say that %d is %d. Reverse of m is %d. So after that, so reverse of m is what? Reverse number, rev underscore num. Reverse of this number is, so m is rev num. So now we are done with the implementation. If you will run it, there could be some errors or warnings. Please have a watch on warnings and errors, as I have shown why they are important in some of the last lectures. So now this error is on see 22, line number 5. So line number 22, on line number 22 there is a semicolon, and before this an semicolon is expected. If you will see one line before it, there is a semicolon missing. We will put a semicolon over here and we will run. So enter n. N is 234 if we will enter. So the reverse should be 432. Okay. Then I have told you that palindrome program. So if you want to check whether a given number is palindrome or not, so the logic is very simple. If given number is equal to reverse of that number, then it is palindrome. So over here you can just write another if condition. So if m is equal to, now double equality is important here, m is equal to rev num, m is equal to rev num, what we can say is printf number is palindrome. Number is palindrome. Otherwise it is not palindrome. So else, we have already discussed about the if else statement. You can go through the lecture. I will put that video into the description section. So else number is not palindrome. Not palindrome. So semicolon, semicolon. And if we run it now, and now if I give 234, at the time reverse of 234 is 432, number is not palindrome. So here I will give one backslash n, so that it will go to the next line every time. Again now if we will run, enter n 232, it will say that number is palindrome, because reverse of 232 is again 232. Another thing, if you want to count the number of digits in the same program, what you will be going to do is, instead of reverse a number, you will declare another variable d. Okay, and over here in this particular inside logic you will add d is equal to d plus 1, and initially d will be 0. Okay, and if you want to print that digits also, that can also be done here. Now printf number of digits. I'll take this one into next line. Number of digits in percentage d, that is n, is equal to again percentage d. Okay, so that is m is a number and digits we have calculated is d. We'll run it now. So we will give a backslash n before this, so that it will go to the next line. Okay, so if we run it, let us make it larger. 232. So reverse is 232, it is palindrome, and number of digits are 3. Now if we'll run it once again, 52525. If this is a number of digits is equal to 5, it is a palindrome. So all these things are included over here. So in this particular program we have tried to incorporate all the things. Okay, so I hope you understood this program, and my next video will come soon. So please wait for my next video. Thank you.